this is the point. It's time for Africans to start thinking. And if Nigeria is supposed to be the foremost African nation, it's time to start putting your thinking caps on. There's nothing wrong with any of those candidates, but there's something wrong with the system. There is something wrong with the system. And it is insanity. I want you to quote this, that when you know there's something wrong with the system, you go ahead again in the normal process, knowing that no matter who is elected, the system will destroy the person. No matter who. So the truth about it is that any wise country, any wise nation right now, we will not waste our time talking about who is better. Look, I'll give you an example. Nigeria is reckoned as two countries from outside this country. We are still being administered in foreign policy as Northern Nigeria and Southern Nigeria, all the way from 1914 till now. Isn't that stupid? The Nigerian economy is not dictated from within Nigeria. There are certain steps that need to be taken. And if we don't correct the systemic flaws that encourage corruption, that encourage weakness, we are going to put our address that sensibly and stop, forming the fool. Even say this in closing, some of the people you have mentioned, a Democrat like Tinubu should be upon the board of the founding fathers. Instead of settling for a toxic presidency, I don't know why some of them, Atiku, some of them, if the nation judges them as faithful enough, and they are offered the opportunity to become founding fathers, why on earth would you settle for just a toxic presidency that's going to almost, if it doesn't take your life, it will be a miracle.
Injustice that breeds suffering.
Look, between it's insanity for anybody to go ahead. Right now, if you look at the security reports on Nigeria, you don't have to be a nuclear scientist to know that value of life is zero. Look, let me give you a good scenario. If a country has a situation where daughters are being impregnated just to sell their babies, young girls are willingly being impregnated to carry pregnancies and sell their babies all over the country, and it's a thriving business. If there's a country where the young people are walking across deserts, drinking their own urine to escape the nightmare that the nation defines for them, if a country has girls who are crossing oceans in leaky boats, many of them dying, drowning in the ocean, just to go and serve as prostitutes in Italy and other European countries. If a country is faced by existentialist threat like that of the terror hydra that is killing people, mass burials all over the country, if a country is faced with a situation where its currency, its economy, is based on a devaluation of currency that is obviously orchestrated from the global community, and it doesn't even know how to decimalize and bring responses. Look, if a country is facing a endemic corruption problem, we should know that there's a time to call everybody to order, because the obvious is ahead. Look, let me say something to you. I want to put it on record that the notice should be given to a lot of the elders, statesmen, and self-centered people all over the place in Nigeria, especially those who have made a little bit of money and are deceived. There's something called deceitfulness of riches, who think they are safe. I want it to be put on record that God is going to ask them why they allowed the bloodshed of millions in the days ahead, when we could have easily stopped to say, wait a minute, let us think, where is this leading? It's not leading anywhere else but chaos and destruction. Combine 5 existential threats and tell me who is deceiving who? Which hope is there that the economy is going to improve by what magic? Which presidential person have you seen that has a plan that can bring the currency to one to one pound? All these things are possible. Nigeria has the brilliance. We have what it takes. We just need to understand that eternal truth is what we need to put into place And all of a sudden, within 4 years, you see, when we ideate Nigeria properly, then we create a future for our children and our grandchildren. A failure to do so, I want you to mark my words, we will hold responsible all the elders who kept silent and were serving their own personal interests and their bellies. Instead of sounding an alarm right now, and look, the only problem is that there's a trust deficit between the people and the government. And we are not going to ask the government to do the direct intervention. We are going to approach them that the elders of the country from all over coming together can handle this with the cooperation of the government and the existing the so-called democracy. But in 3 months, we are going to bring out something that is a totally African, democratized hybrid that respects human worth. Look, what I'm saying is very doable. The only problem we have in Nigeria is 4 C's: corruption, cowardice. Corruption, cowardice is what we have all over the whole place. In fact, cowardice of the 4 C's is the greatest. You see, compromise, that is not unnecessary compromise, compromising human standards, equating a human being to a goat, and then confusion. If we take those forces out of the way, we'll move forward. I found out that many people don't like investing in thought. And what people like us have done is that we have spent years in thinking, in researching, in thinking. And there are many of us around that country like this, who, if we all join hands together, we can produce a better nation. But if Nigeria chooses to go the way it is going, I put it on notice to everybody, when your children are being sold as slaves, when blood is flowing in your streets, when your lives are devalued to a inducible minute, please, let nobody say that God did not leave a witness in Nigeria. And we should avert what is ahead and go for the destiny God prepared for us. We are the foremost nation in Africa. We can be the foremost nation of the world. This is all it takes.
About luck and